Hello friends, today we are going to talk about the new topic, that is the National Credit Framework NCrF, notified in April 2023, and a standard operating procedure for implementation of NCrF, notified in August 2024 by the University Grant Commission. So this is the National Credit Framework which has been notified by the UGC in April 2023. We can see the next slide. The National Credit Framework is a comprehensive framework encompassing elementary, school, higher, and vocational education and training, integrating the learning of the multiple axes, academic, vocational skills, and experiential learning, including relevant experience, proficiency, and proficiency level required. So here, what it says that NCrF includes each and everything. Whatever the educations a candidate is going to get does not get unaccounted, right? So it includes school education, higher education, vocational educations. And this framework has been developed jointly by the UGC, AICT, NCVT, NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, CBSE, and Ministry of Skill Development. So what the National Credit Framework says, what it states, National Credit Framework seamlessly integrates higher education and vocational education, which is totally aligned. Please remember that. Here I'd like to say that in NCrF, 4 words are very, very common. 4 words. What are the 4 words? Alignment, integration, intermingling, and equivalence. These 4 words are very, very common, right? So totally aligned with NHEQF, National Higher Education Qualification Framework, which we have already discussed in the previous lecture, which explains learning outcomes and levels for higher education, university and colleges. Please remember it. NSQF, which explains levels and outcomes for skill and vocational training. NCF, National Curriculum Framework, which defines what and how children learn in school. National School Education Qualification Framework sets levels and standard for school education. So here we can see that NCrF is aligned with university and colleges, vocational skills and trainings, as well as the school education. That's why I've written here, NCrF ensures that learning, academic or skill-based at any stage is recognized, comparable, and transferable. Please remember that till now there was no credit framework for the school education. NCrF ensures that time invested by a student in learning, either via education or through experiential learning or work experience, does not go unaccounted. Whatever a candidate is going to learn, either by vocational education or through the experiential learning or by academic educations, all things will be counted and all things are integrated in NCrF. What are the basic principles of the National Credit Framework? The basic principle and provision of National Credit Framework would apply all the qualification framework, right? Already, as we know that and it is already aligned with National Higher Education Qualification Framework and National Skill Qualification Framework, right? With NCrF, but with respect to the following aspects. So what are the basic principles of NCrF? We shall go one by one. Creditization of all types of learning, assignment of credit levels for all learners for seamless integration. Seamless word they have, right? integration of learning in all dimensions of academic skilling along with the experiential learning. So it is going to consider all the three dimensions of learning: academic, skilling, and experience, including relevant experience, proficiency, and professional levels acquired. Assignment of one single credit level, NCrF cadence, applicable across all qualification framework. No other separate credit levels to be assigned by any stakeholders. Please remember here, NCrF has already categorized the credit level from 1 to 8, right? That means 1, as we know, 1 indicates the 5th grade, 2 indicates the 8th grade, 3 indicates the 10th grade, 4 indicates the 12th grade, 4.5 indicates the UG certificate, likewise. So only single credit has to be used as per the NCrF. It is not going to be assigned by the other stakeholders. Next principle we can say assignment, accumulation, storage, transfer, and redemption of credit. Assignment of credits to be independent of the streams. That is a specialized branch of study or discipline, subject or any learning, of course, subject to assessment. Subject to assessment is very, very important. And it is independent of the streams. Whatever the streams may be there, but this facilities has to be availed by the candidates. Assignment, accumulation, storage, transfer and redemption through the ABC, Academic Bank of Credit account. Next slides, we shall see here the basic principles. Assignment of credits must be through the online teaching, digital learning, or blended learning. Right? Credit must be assigned for all the cases. Operationalization of NCrF through Academic Bank of Credit. That means the credit has to be accumulated, right? Transferred or redemptions can be carried out through the ABC. Encompassing school educations, higher education, and vocational education. The next point we can say total notional learning hours. This has to be understand. For assignment of praise to be informed across school education, higher education, and vocational education. This is also called VETS, vocational education, training and skilling. So total notional learning hours. What is the total notional learning hours for 1 year of education? Learning across school education, higher education, or vocational education, training and skilling have been agreed to be 12 hours per year for 40 KD, right? Except for preschool up to 5th grade, wherein learning hours varies from 800 to 1000 hours, right? So you can see here, a student, the total notional learning hours includes 12 hours per year, 1200 hours per year, equivalent to 40 credits. That means 1 credit is equal to 30 notional learning hours. And what is the TNLH? Total the notional learning hours. Direct learning or indirect learning includes the total notional learning hours. That means classroom teaching. Direct learning means classroom, tutorial, laboratory. And indirect means self-study, preparation, assessment, and all. Now we can see the next basic principle of the NCrF. The assessment is mandatory. See, whatever the learning a candidate is going to acquire, it does not have any meaning unless assessment is not there, right? So assessment is mandatory for the earning credits, and it is mandatory for at all the levels of the next NCrF equivalence of academic and vocational education and skilling programs, MEME options, ensuring horizontal and vertical mobility of the students, allow imaginative, flexible curriculum structure, enables creative combination of disciplines, provision for integration of vocational education and skilling into academic education at all the levels. Next point we can see empowerment of students for flexibility in choice of courses, choosing their own learning trajectory and program. Option for midway correction facilities is also available as per NCRF. What do you mean by midway course corrections? Means the students are not locked into the single rigid path. Once they enter in the program, instead they have flexibility to make changes in their academic or skill development journey based on their interest, aptitude, or career goals without losing their credits they have already earned. That means the students can go for the UG certificate, UG diploma, 3 years UG programs, 4 year UG programs, right? The students have this freedom, right, to go for the midway course corrections. We shall see the next basic principles. Enables provision for recognition of prior learning. It is very important points, RPL. So about the RPL, we shall see here, recognition of prior learning is a process that assesses and certifies an individual existing skills, knowledge, and experience acquired through work, informal learning, or other life experiences rather than traditional formal education. Formal education means school, college, university. So what RPL further says, it aims to give formal recognition to these competencies, alignment them with national qualification framework like NSQF in India. RPL bridges the gap between the formal and informal workforce, improves employability, and allows individuals to gain qualification and advance their careers without needing to repeat what they already. That means, as I told you earlier, that the NCRF covers all the three dimensions: academic, skilling, or experience, right? So RPL is the key component of a skill development initiative like Pradhan Mantri Kausal Vikas Yojana. Under this scheme, Pradhan Mantri Kausal Kendra have been established across the country, which are equipped with the state-of-the-art facilities. So one can also go on the website of the Pradhan Mantri Vikas Yojana or RPL. All things are given under the MSD, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Next slide, we can see the basic principles. NCRF caters to accreditation subject to assessment. Assessment is very, very important. Any candidate or any student who is going to learn, assignment must be there. Then only he or she can will be able to get the credits. For creating opportunity, progression pathways for other learning, not creditized earlier. Not creditized earlier for award of the certificate, diploma, degrees, and encourage life learners. Not creditized earlier. Let us see informal learning, which is also called as unplanned learning, right? Takes place outside schools or colleges, arises from learner involvement in activities that are not undertaken with the learning purpose in mind. That means the candidate has not thought that whether I'm learning or not, but he is or she is involved in any activities, right? Which comes under the informal learning or unplanned learning. So this is also going to be accounted as far as the NCRF is concerned. Non-formal learning or planned learning. It is a type of learning that happens outside the formal education. Formal education means like a school, college, or university, but it is still structured, organized and intentional. This is the intentional word is very important. See, learning through any means, including non-government organizations like informal slum schools, alternative home, open online distance learning. In some cases, self-study, self-learning. This could be the formal, informal, or not formal. Provides a scope for creating national or international achievers in any fields, including but not limited to sports, India knowledge system, music, heritage. That means what an NCRF says, whatever the learning a candidate has achieved will be accounted as per the NCRF, subject to assessment, and the students will be awarded credit for that. So NCRF states like this. Next slides we can see What are the advantages of national credit framework? Remove a hard separation between the education system, education stream, general vocational educations, curricular and other activities. Establishing equivalence between general and vocational educations, mobility between and within general and vocational education, enabling provision of lifelong learning through MEME options, integration and intermingling of education, skill and work experience, enabling characterization of learning for students with varying learning capacity, and enables provision for RPL, recognition of prior learning. This is also very important. The people used to ask that what constitute learning hours? That means what are the components of the learning? As per NEP 2020, total outcome-based learning, subject to assessment. Again, I used to say that assessment is very, very important for the credit, for the learning. Simply learning is going to does not have any meaning unless assessment is not there, credit is not. So what are the components of learning? We can see classroom teaching, lab work, half-yearly, yearly examination, activities, debate and discussion, celebration of festival. This is also counted in the components of learning. Self-defense classes, sports, games, life skill-based education like employment skills, social community work, bagless days. That means the student do not bring the bag in the university or the college, and he or she is involved in any other activities. That is also going to be counted under the components of learning. Field visits, projects, programs offered through blended online days, self-study, home assignment, any other type may be notified by the regulator concerned. One important questions people used to ask about the credit level. See, national credit framework, the credit level in NCrF varies from 1 to 8. Please remember it. Whether it is a NSEQF or NSQF, whatever it may be. But the credit level varies from 1 to 8. Let us see here. In case of school education, up to grade 5th, level 1, grade 8, level 2, grade 10, level 3, and level 4 is the grade 12. In case of higher education, it varies from 4.5, right? So 4.5, as we know, that UG certificate, 5 is the UG diploma, likewise, it goes up to PhD. For the vocational education, training and skilling VETs, the NCrF credit level also varies from 1 to 8. Level 1 is the lowest level, and level 8 is the highest level. Let us see, people sometimes get it confused that what is the difference between the credit level and credit points. Credit, workload or learning hours. Suppose a faculty or a teacher is going to teach a course or a subject having 4 credits. That means he or she has to teach 4 hours in a week if the subject or a course has 4 credits. So credit level, that means how advanced that learning is. Here credit level means 1 to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 8, PhD level. Credit points, how we can get the credit points? We can suppose the credits, a student is going to get 44 credits in UG certificate, right? In that case, the credit level is 4.5. So 44 multiplied by 4.5 is called a credit points. In case of experience learning, the credit points will be different. Credits multiplied by level and weightage factor is there for the experiential learning that we shall discuss in the next slides. Now we can see the what are the major dimensions of national credit framework. As I told you, as per the NCrF, that means the NCrF incorporates 3 dimensions of learning. First one is academic education. Second, by virtue of VETs, vocational education, training and skilling. VETs means education and training that prepares learner for a specific trade, occupation and profession like ITI courses, electrician, fitter, welder, carpentry, tailoring, automobiles. This comes under the VETs. Credit points earned by the virtue of relevant experience learning, including relevant experience, or proficiency or proficiency levels, meaning a learning approach where knowledge and skills are acquired through direct experience and reflection rather than only classroom teaching. For example, internship, apprenticeship, industrial projects, community service, this comes under the experiential learning. So now I would like to explain all the 3 points in details one by one. Academic education, school education, higher education, professional education comes under the academic education. The academic credit framework, national credit framework, seeks to cater all kinds of types, forms, level of academic education, whether it be school, higher or professional or vocational. It comes under the academic education. Next, the vocational education and training and skilling heads. So one of the aims of the NCrF is to creditize vocational education and training and skilling, thereby enabling seamless integration. Time to time, the NCrF use the seamless words, that is the non-jointed, seamless integration of the vocational education and training skilling with general education through credit accumulation and transfer mechanism. So all things are going to be seamlessly integrated. This will especially enable students who have discontinued general education. Suppose after UG certificate, a student is going to discontinue his her education and they are going for the short-term skilling programs, right, for early employment, and to enable them to gain credit for vertical, horizontal, and purpose person. That means after UG certificate, if the student is going for short-term training and skilling programs, after the short-term skilling programs, he or she will be able to get the qualifications as per the NCRI. Next, we can see the third point, experiential learning. One of the most unique practical and beneficial features of NCRF is assignment of credits, credit points or weightage. You see that in case of experiential learning, we have to take care of the weightage, right? To the experiential learning, including relevant experiency or professional levels required. So experiential learning of two types here normally we can say. Experiential learning as a part of curriculum structure of academic or vocational programs like project on the job training, internship, industrial attachments. This could be either within the program like internship or summer project undertaken relevant to the program. Please remember here, within the program which may be relevant to the program being studied, right? Or as a part-time employment, which may not be relevant to the program being studied, but up to certain NSQF level. This is also important point that has to be known. So in case where the experiential learning is a part of the curriculum structure, the students will get the 40 credits for 12 hours of notional learning. Notional learning, as we have seen in the previous slide, direct learning or indirect learning. Now we can see the next point, experiential learning as a active employment, which maybe have both ways or self-employment, post completion of an academic, after completion of the academic degree or vocational program. This means that the experience attained by a person, right, after undergoing a particular educational program shall be considered for assignment of the credits. Okay, this could be either full or part-time employment after undertaking an academic or vocational program. In case of experiential learning, learning through real work experience. Please remember here, learning through real work experience as a part of employment, the learner could earn credit as a weightage. Okay. Suppose the candidate is going for the short-term training or long-term training. In that case, the weightage to be taken care of. I will explain in the next slides in details. The maximum credit points, how we can calculate, earn in the case of in this case, in the case of real work experience, should be double of the credit points earned with respect to qualification or course completed. Remember that it will be double. So NCrF provides for assignment, accumulation, storage, transfer and remittance of credits through ABC in alignment with the NHQF, NCF, NSQF, and which are the comprehensive credit-based academic and skill-based qualifications. Now, these are very important diagram we can understand. NCrF says that three dimension of credit assignments. And as we have seen and earlier, and we can say that the integration, intermingling, equivalence, right? Here, you can see the three axes are there. X-axis, academic axis. If from here you can see pre-education 1 to 5, that means it comes from 1 to 4, NCrF 1 to 4, NCrF level I'm talking here. National Credit Framework level 1 to 4 comes under National School Education Qualification Framework, right? Or and 4.5 from after 4 you can see UG 1 matlab UG certificate, UG diploma, right? 5. So from here to here up to PhD comes under the NHEQ, right? NCRF credit levels. So here also you can see National Credit Framework level, NCRF level, and in case of a skill-based axis, NSQF skill level are also given. So indicative entry credit for a skill level, what should be the entry criteria for a skill level, that has also been. And this is the experiential Z-axis, we can consider the experiential learning. So see, the point is here, the point is that the student or the candidate is going to get the credit either through x-axis or through y-axis or through z-axis. See, here z-axis I have explained here also. They, based on the experience, trained, proficient, expert, masters. Here experience 1 year less and equal to 1 year, 1 to 4 year, 4 to 7 year. And here I have explained this z-axis in a clear way. 4 stages of proficiency based on year of experience, trained. If the candidate is less and equal to 1 year experience. Credit point into 1 was the weightage, 1 is the weightage multiplication factor. Proficient, that means the candidate is having 1 to 4 year experience. Here we can calculate the credit point, overall credit point into 1.33, which is the weightage or multiplication factor. Expert, right? The candidate will be called as expert, having the 4 to 7 year experience, credit point multiplied by the 1.67 multiplication factor or the weightage. Master, greater than 7 years. This recognizes practical hands-on learning, grants workshop, workplace training or non-formal setting. So what the NCrF says that the three dimension of credit assignment. That means the candidate can get the credit not through the x-axis or the y-axis, even through the z-axis also. So all the credits are integrated, intermingled, right? And equivalence words have been used by the NCrF. So now we can see here the third under the heading experiential learning, the credit earned and assigned by virtue of relevant experience would enable learners to progress in their career through the work hours, put in job or employment. Individual regulators, autonomous institutions may prescribe the weightage for the experiential learning based on the relevant course experience or professional level experience. However, the ranges of the weightage varies in between 1 and 2. 1 is the minimum, 2 is the maximum. We shall see in the next slide. A indicative mechanism for assessment of weightage has been given on the next slide for the calculation of the overall credit points. We can see here from this table taken from the NCrF. Experience come proficiency level. This is trained, qualification, proficient, expert, masters, right? These have been described in details. So for trained, what should be the weightage or multiplication factor? Proficient, what will be the factor? Expert, what will be the factor? And master, two the factors. And these are the defining criteria for the by respective regulatory bodies. This can be taken care of by the regulatory bodies. Next, we can see how we can calculate the credits here. A learner who has undertaken training 12 hours, 1200 hours, 40 credits, and suppose level 3 program. Level 3 program is nothing but it is the 10th pass, we can say. As per NCrF, 5th is the 1, 8 is the 2, 10 is the 3, right? 12 is the 4, UG certificate is 4.5. So here 3 is nothing but 10th pass. So total credit 40 credits for 10th is the 40 into 3 and 3 is the national credit framework level. So 120 credit. But if a candidate is going to have experience, 3 years experience, in that case for 3 years the multiplication factor is 1.33. We have seen in the previous slide. Then that overall credit will be 159%. That means 160 credit points. So this is the way by which we can calculate the credit points. For 7-year experience, we can multiply by 2 to get the overall credit points. So please remember that the credit level, credit points differ from each other. We should remember like this way. Now the next point is the SOP for that is a standard operating procedure for NCrF. NCrF, what SOP says, see, already you can see the logos, AICT, UGC, NCVT, right? NCRT. So this had been jointly developed, as I told you in the beginning, that NCrF had been jointly developed by the many organizations. So, what the SOP says, NCrF will also be referred for the detailed understanding of the SOP. So, what we have studied, what we have seen or studied in the previous slides, that is also needed for the SOP. In SOP, all the points are also incorporated, and we have to know. Apart from that, the provision of NCrF, other guidelines like UGC guidelines like CCFEP, curriculum framework for UG programs, National Higher Education Qualification Framework, National Skill Qualification Framework, SWAM regulations, RPL, recognition of prior learning, and other may also be referred. So, some points as far as the SOP is concerned, I would like to discuss here. The integration of vocational education, training and skilling in HEI, higher education, as a part of curriculum or as additional, two things are there, as a part of curriculums or additional courses if you are going to incorporate VETs in HEI for the students enrolled in UG and PG programs. So first point what it says that as per the provision of the NCrF, up to 50% of the total credit requirement of a UG PG program can be fulfilled by earning credit from the skill-based courses. Right? Appropriate NCrF level varies from 4.5 to 8. Second, it says that every HEI may offer as a part of their UG and PG curriculum structure vocational education skill-based courses or qualification of the appropriate NCrF levels, which are either designated or developed by their HEI as per NHQF and approved by the highest academic council. So whatever the things are going to be developed, whatever things are, whether we are suppose a university is going to implement the 50% of the total credits as a skill-based courses. In that case, it must pass through the board of study, faculty board, and finally it has to be approved by the academic councils. This line says, or adopt NSQF aligned and approved courses. I have already discussed in the NSQF lectures the importance of national qualification registers. The government of India, right, under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, the national qualification registers are given. The varieties of qualifications are given there. One can see on this website, right? Thus, such a skill-based courses qualification may be implemented in different ways by the HEI for the student as given below. So suppose the HEI as a part of the UG and PG curriculums, if you are going to integrate the VETs courses as a part of the UG PG programs, right? Maybe NHQF or NSQF aligned as an integrated part of the curriculum structure of the UG program. This is also possible. Or we can go for the additional, university or the college can go for the additional courses also, not indicated within the curriculum of the UG or PG program. This is the second point we can see. Not integrated, additional course not integrated, or offered as a standalone courses, separate courses. The HEI may offer relevant skill-based courses in addition to their approved curriculum structure with provision of the additional credits, right? So we can give the additional credit for the additional courses. While additional courses qualification may be related to the curriculum stream of the students, learner, and the standalone qualification could be totally unrelated. What it says that the additional courses which you are going to be considered in case of in your program may be related to the curriculums, or a standalone courses, that is separate courses, may be totally unrelated, right, to the curriculum stream of the UG and PG. Such courses or qualification would be aligned with the NCrF or NCrF, right? The next point we can see here, HEI may offer a skill-based NCrF courses qualification developed by them, right, or approved with the highest academic body or authority, academic councils. The HEI may also implement NSQF aligned, right? This is also possible. And approved skill-based courses qualified to enroll UGPGS students carrying out assessment, issue their own certificate. You can provide the NSQF aligned courses. You can issue your own certificate, but subject to successful assessment. Successful assessment, subject to assessment, very, very important. So what is happening nowadays, at present, what is happening in the university or the college, a curriculum structure designed in higher education of their UG program is based on the 4-year UG program. That means curriculum and credit framework for undergraduate programs, which includes VETs as an important component of learning. The table given on the next slide, we shall see here, the skill-based courses qualification can be integrated with the curricular structure of the UG programs. The skill-based courses can be implemented as we have seen, AEC, SEC, VAC, right? Or upskilling courses may form a part of the skill ability enhancement, or as a part of the major or minor stream in the curriculum. Also, we can add these things, skill-based courses. So we can see this table. This has been provided by the NCrF. And in case of CCFEP, Curriculum Credit Framework, this type of table also we have discussed and we have seen. But here it is a somewhat advanced version of, we can say. So a skill component has been incorporated in this table. Whereas in case of CCFEP table, this column is not there. So we can see here how we can incorporate the skill component in the curriculum design. The major courses, 3-year UG or 4-year, 60, 80. Up to 50% of these, we could go for the skill-based courses. Here we can see minor stream, minor degree. Right here, minor stream means minor degree. Suppose a candidate or a student is going to achieve the degree, major degree in computer science and engineering, and minor in civil engineering, or minor in mechanical engineering. Here, the possibility is there. 2 minors the students can choose, having 12 plus 12, 30 in case of 3-year UG program, or in case of 4-year UG program, a student or a candidate can choose 2 minor degree. For example, suppose a student is having the major degree or is going to carry out the BTech in computer science and engineering, he can go for minor in mechanical and civil engineering also, having 16 credit each year. This is also possible. And this may also be the skill-based courses. This is also possible. So likewise, the credits are assigned here. The total credits for the 4-year UG program, the minimum credit, please remember that, minimum credit is 161. So what I'm trying to say in the last, that many more contents are given the standard operating procedures of the NCrF. One can go through it for the details. So this is the last slide. Thank you very much.